Hi guys! Welcome to another book talk with Livingston Parish Library. My name is Danielle. I am the Youth Services Manager at the Denham Springs Walker branch. First off, it is very dark outside, so I apologize for the lighting, but I am wearing my Harry Potter shirt to kick off today's video. So today we are going to be focusing on new fantasy books that are coming out in summer 2020. Fantasy and YA is huge right now. There's so many retellings or fantasies inspired by cultures from around our world. Like, it's just booming. But the first one I want to bring to you today is set in a world that we already know. The first book I have for you today will bring us back to the world of The Hunger Games. Yes, it is the prequel to the best-selling trilogy and movie franchise. And if you're wondering what it's actually about our favorite character, President Snow. It is called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. Okay, he's not our favorite character. In fact, he's probably the most hated character. I actually thought he was going to be a vampire, and I'm pretty sad that he's not. So Suzanne Collins has brought us back to the world of Panem during the 10th annual Hunger Games. So in the other trilogy, it was like the 75th, I think. So this time it's the 10th. On the morning of the reaping of the 10th Hunger Games, our main character, I'm not going to call him a protagonist, Coriolanus Snow, is preparing to be a mentor for one of the tributes, or the pair of the tributes, for this year's games. So the Snow family has fallen on hard times, so he wants to use this in order to get back to their former glory, because he and his family are from the capital. Snow thinks he is better than everyone else. In fact, if you ask him, he probably knows he's better than everyone else. So he wants to outwit, outsmart, and outmaneuver all of the other tributes to where his tribute is the victor and he can reclaim his former glory. That is until he gets the humiliating assignment of mentoring the female competitor from District 12. The odds are not in his favor. Or are they? So now their fates are intertwined, and inside of the games, as we know, it is a fight to the death, and every moment is a fight for survival. But outside of the games, you get to see all of the different happenings going on and just how much the mentors have to fight for their tributes. But as Snow starts to gain feelings for his tribute, he will have to decide whether survival is the most important thing or his need to reclaim his former glory. This book is highly anticipated, the hype around it is just insane, and the holds on it are just as insane. So if you want to read it anytime soon, I would suggest listening to it, the audiobook, on Hoopla, because it's the only one that you don't have to have a wait on. Otherwise, you might be waiting for a while, because everyone wants to get their hands on A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So speaking of highly anticipated, hyped up books, this next one probably takes the cake for new fantasy series coming out in summer of 2020. So I did a book talk on A Children of Blood and Bone a few weeks ago, and this one has pretty similar hype, and a lot of people are comparing it to Children of Blood and Bone. So this one is a fantasy inspired by West African folklore, and it's all about a princess and a refugee on a collision course to destroy each other despite their growing attraction. It is called A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne Brown. So the story is about two main characters. One is Malik, and he is trying to escape his war-torn home with his younger sisters, and he wants to flee to a desert city called Zoran, and it's prosperous and it's safe, and that's where he wants to go to find a better life for his family. So one day, a vengeful spirit comes and abducts his younger sister and tells him that the only way that he can get into the city and have his sister back is to kill Karina, the crown princess of Zoran. But Karina has deadly aspirations of her own. In fact, her mother, the Sultana, was assassinated, and her court is threatening mutiny. Grief-stricken, Karina thinks of only one thing that she can do: resurrect her mother with an ancient form of magic. All she needs is the beating heart of a king. So the one way that she can do that is by offering her hand in marriage to the champion of the Solstasia competition. And in order to get close to Karina, Malik rigs his way into the competition so that he can get access to Zoran and save his sister. But as any proper YA fantasy story would have it, it's not that easy. Love will always stand in the way, as will an even greater evil than they ever could have expected. So find out what happens when you read A Song of Wraiths and Ruin along with everyone else reading it right now. So this next new YA fantasy book is currently sitting on my coffee table, and it has been for a while because I've been binging Netflix and Hulu and watching Hamilton over and over. So this new series is inspired by medieval India. It is called Hunted by the Sky by Tanaz Bhathena. So one of our main characters, Gull, has been running her whole life. She has a star-shaped birthmark on her arm, and girls with this birthmark in her kingdom have been disappearing for years. And this birthmark has actually caused her parents' murder by the hands of the king and has sent her into hiding. But when a group of rebel women called the Sisters of the Golden Lotus find her and take her in and train her with warrior magic, she can only think of one thing: revenge. So the story's other main character, Kavis, has a terminally ill father, and the only way that he can save him is by signing his life away and joining the king's army. But one day when he meets a mysterious girl in the capital's bazaar named Gull, he finds himself entangled in a world of magic and vengeance and, because it's a YA fantasy, quite possibly love. This is another book that has a lot of hype. It is, like I said, based on ancient medieval India and has a lot of Indian and Persian mythology, which sounds fantastic. I'm very excited to read it once I stop watching Hamilton all the time. And the last book for today is actually coming out later this month. It is quintessential YA fantasy. It is called Shielded by Kaylin Flanders. In Shielded, the kingdom of Halendi is in trouble. It is losing the war at its borders, and now there's an even bigger, deadlier threat. So our main character, Princess Janisara, knows that she would be an asset on the battlefield because she's an awesome warrior, and she knows this. But her father has different plans. Janisara knows that this is the only way that she can give her people peace, so as the good princess she is, she agrees to it, and she leaves everything behind and heads to this new kingdom to meet her betrothed. But on the road, her caravan gets attacked, and she realizes that the rumors of this deadlier threat are actually wrong, and it is much worse than they thought. So now Janisara has to make a choice. Should she reveal this dangerous, deadly secret that she's been keeping in order to save her country? And she needs to decide what kind of princess she wants to be. So those are the new fantasy books for summer 2020 that I have for you today. There are tons more. I will be putting them on a book list, and we will be posting that after this video, so look out for those. And if you are participating in our 2020 summer reading program and you want the badge for watching this video, the code word is TOGO. Thank you for tuning in and participating in my favorite hobby, which is talking about books. And until next time, happy reading.